Did you know that 35% of the sales objections you're going to hear are going to be about price? The other ones are going to be about all kinds of different things. And most people are giving up on their sales conversations after just one follow-up. Even though we know statistically that 80% of sales conversations that actually come to a close and result in a sale require 5 follow-ups. So that's 5 phone calls, 5 emails, 5 messages. You need 5 more touches to actually take it to a closed sale. And we know that persistence is key. But what if I told you that instead of facing all those horrible objections that you just detest, I could help you pre-handle them so that you would face less of them and have better sales conversations? Now, I believe that you want to increase your sales and you need to be pre-thinking every objection your perfect client might have before the conversation even starts. Price objections, we're handling those up front, but it's more than just that. You need to make sure you're only speaking with perfect clients, because if you're wasting your time talking to the wrong people, then you're going to get a lot more objections that even pre-handling won't help. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that and how you can pre-handle those objections like a pro. Let's get started. So most entrepreneurs are facing one of 2 issues. They're talking to too many potential clients who throw objections like price and value at them, or they're not talking to anyone at all out of fear of being rejected. So wherever you might be, whether you're in the spectrum of, oh my gosh, I'm talking to so many people, but I'm not closing very many sales, or if you're at the other end where you're like, I'm too afraid to make sales, so I'm just making friends, objections are going to be your major hurdle. We need to get you somewhere in the middle. So the 4 key points where sales conversations are failing with objections are price, value, trust, and disinterest. What is price objections? Those are pretty obvious, but they happen much more frequently when your price is higher than the client has expected. Have you ever heard your client say that? Oh, wow, that was a lot more than I expected. You need a way to help them unpack that with confidence, and you also need to prevent it from happening in the first place. So hearing that price objection totally throws you off. It's everything you didn't want to hear when you get to the point of telling them how much it costs for you to help them. Value is the next one that comes up. And that's where there's this lopsided value equation, and it's not in their favor. It's in your favor, is what they're perceiving. So when you are selling something, the client needs to believe they are getting a good price for the value that you're providing. If they don't see themselves getting more value and paying less for that value than they would without working with you, then the equation is lopsided in your favor. And no matter what you do, they're going to perceive that value equation as lopsided against them, and they're not going to buy. Trust is the third one. And trust means they don't trust you yet. Maybe you don't have enough social proof. Maybe you're missing client success stories or testimonials. Or maybe your presence online just doesn't give them the authority that they believe is enough to back your claims of being able to help them get success. And when trust comes up, it's one of the hardest objections to solve for. So we need to definitely be addressing that one in advance so that they come to these conversations with you, trusting and knowing that you're the right person to help them get results. If you're talking to the wrong person, they're not interested in your offer. They may just be wasting your time. They may be harvesting for information for themselves, and they don't want to prioritize the solution you're offering because it's just not important to them at this red hot minute. And that's okay. We just want you talking to less of them rather than more of them, because that objection starts to hurt. My theory is you need to pre-qualify your clients before they even speak with you. And it's not just a theory, it's a practice that's been working for me for many, many years. This way, you're not bombarded with objections, and when they do come up, you'll be ready to handle them with complete confidence. So the goal isn't what you've been told. You've been hearing people say, always be closing. That's not what we do anymore. I want you to look at your perfect clients as people who qualify to work with you. You need to qualify them to be the right person for your services. That way, we both have a mutually beneficial relationship. Number 1, the simplest of things that you can do is to stop having conversations with people who just need to click and book a time. You need to create a little bit of friction before they get into your calendar system. And that is by creating an application. You want 4 or 5 questions, nothing incredibly rigorous, but an application process puts you back in control of the conversation and allows you to make the right decisions of who is actually going to make it through and end up on your calendar. Just because someone booked a conversation with you doesn't mean you have to talk to them. If they give shoddy answers in the application form, if they don't give the right answers that showcase that they're the right person, you can either individually reply to that and say, hey, it doesn't sound like we're a great fit right now, but we could be in the future. Here's a resource you can use to take you forward for now. Or you can automate the system. They answer the application questions and it allows you to qualify them for things like, do they have money to invest? Can they make independent decisions? Are they prepared to talk about what you're going to be offering and how much that is? I share my investment level in my application form so that people aren't surprised when they get on the call how much it costs to actually work with me. So you're psychologically educating them in advance with an application to share the investment. You're pivoting from an expense to an investment, because anyone who repeatedly refers to you as a cost or an expense in their business is not the sort of person you should be working with. The people who refer to you as an investment that need your services and are ready for you to work with them, those are a good fit. Those are a qualified client. Number 2 for my tips is to critically review your messaging. You want to go back and look at your messaging, your brand imagery, and the type of people you have been attracting. How does a stranger perceive your brand? If you look at any of the areas where you show up online, can you cover up the initial part, like your picture and your bio? And can you look at your content and see the brand that you think a stranger should perceive when they want to work with you? If you're using the wrong words that aren't aligned with what you're providing, then those people are going to come to you looking for inexpensive, cheap, discounted, when you're really an investment of value and a collaboration. So you want to be making sure that you're actually preparing them with the right terminology before they choose to work with you. And the third tip I have for you is disqualify. Eliminate talking to the wrong people so that you can spend more time with your perfect clients, with the right people at the right time in their stage, in their journey that you can solve the problem for. So if your content marketing, your application process, and even just your honesty about what the investment is to work with you is not upfront, and you don't have referrals and testimonials and case studies that are demonstrating your authority, then you're not going to disqualify the wrong people. You want the wrong people to move on, to move to the right person for them, to not waste your time. So look at your sales conversations as a process of disqualifying your client. I'm often asking people, why don't you just do this on your own? You have lots of great ideas. You know what to do. You're a smart person. Those are disqualifying statements for my client. They are smart. I've never worked with someone who isn't. They do know what they're doing, but they're looking for my support because what they've been doing hasn't worked and they see me as an investment, not a cost. So the best way to handle objections, like you've heard, is to pre-handle them. When you only speak to highly qualified clients, the sales conversations flow so much better. And I rarely have to sell to my clients. They start having conversations where they can skip the pitch and they're just being asked how it works to work with them. So they're pivoting the conversation on their own. The clients are coming to the call, they're highly qualified, and they're asking them, so what do we do next? How do we work together? Which puts you in the position of actually asking your clients, hey, this seems like a good fit for me, let's move forward. Or gee, I need to put you on a wait list for a bit. I'm actually too busy and I have too many clients. Let me figure out where I can slot you in. And that feels a lot better than handling a whole onslaught of objections that just make you feel like you're trying to coerce someone or persuade them or convince them to buy from you, which should never be the case. They're smart people who want to work with a smart person who can help them get results. And they need to understand that in advance. And that will stop all that bombardment of objections for coming towards you. So the first step to creating more clients is, of course, having conversations with the right people who are ready to invest in your offer. So if you're ready to have better conversations that create clients, I want your first step to be checking out my mini course. It's called Conversations to Clients, and it's going to take you through how I show my clients how to have perfect conversations with their best clients in the DMs without being spammy, pushy, salesy, any of those icky words that you don't enjoy. It's a simple process that helps you create more clients and have more sales conversations and potentially even close those sales conversations right in the DMs. So make sure you check out the links in this video description. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And for now, to your sales success. Cheers.